If you're a heating and air conditioning technician or a salesperson, what are 5 phrases you should remove from your vocabulary and why do they matter? This is an important question. I'm Scott Bell, coming to you live for HVAC Technician Sales Secrets on a perfect day to talk about sales and a perfect day to talk about you. And I have 5, count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 words or phrases you should take out of your vocabulary to help you either sell more parts, club memberships, or set leads, tech set leads for new systems. First on this list is this system is going to last forever. I rode with a technician 5 years ago, and we go out to this old piece of equipment. This thing was like 40 years old. And so he didn't even pull anything apart. He didn't look at it. It was a diagnostic call, right? So he looks at the piece of equipment and says, this thing's going to last forever. Don't replace it. We get inside, it's low on charge. It's got problems with the contactor. The compressor's having a tough time starting. So now he's trying to backpedal, and the homeowner's like, well, I thought you told me to never replace it. What do I do? So there is a time and place on like 0.00001% of pieces of equipment that you could probably say it's going to last for a long time, but that's few and far between, right? It does not happen. In my lifetime, I've probably seen 2 systems that were over 50 years old that were working flawlessly. It doesn't happen as often as you think. Number 2, trust me. Trust me is an automatic way of saying I might not be telling you the truth, right? So if I come to you and I'm like, trust me, you're getting a good deal. You're like, how do I know that for sure? Trust me can create a lot of problems because the opposite of that is you're telling somebody to do something, so they're like, I don't think that I should. Trust me, no, I don't want to. Okay? This is why you should join HVACTechSecrets.com. I'll give you the goods. Not in the Facebook group, not on the YouTube channel. Number 3, XYZ company are a bunch of scumbags. Look, you really want to put yourself in a bad position, sling mud, right? Here's my standard line. If that company was so good, I'd be working for them. That's it. That's all I'm going to say. Hey, Scott, what do you think of XYZ company? Hey, here's what you need to know. If that company was so good, that's where I'd be working. I'm not going to sling mud. They're not here to defend themselves. And I just stopped talking. Well, why? That's really not an appropriate question. I don't work there. Well, tell me what you think about them. I wish I could. I don't work there. Like, there's sometimes where people are just trying to like, hey, I have this company out, but I don't want to tell you that I have them out. So I might ask, is that somebody you had work on your equipment? And they might come back and go, yeah. Like, well, it's a good thing that I'm here. Well, what are you trying to say? It's a good thing that I'm here. Well, what do you think about that equipment or that person or that company or that organization? Hey, here's the thing. I work where I work for a lot of reasons. I'll give you all 5 of them or 10 of them or 100 of them. But what I'm not going to do is sling mud on another company. They're not here to defend themselves. That usually stops that conversation. Number 4, you're going to die. I went behind multiple technicians who told homeowners they had cracks in heat exchangers and they were going to die, only for me to pull the furnace apart and there was not a crack. Or only for me to pull the furnace apart, there was a crack, but it's a failed part. You don't have to tell somebody that they're going to die. It is a failed part. You read any manual from any manufacturer that talks about cracks in heat exchangers, and once it has a crack, it's a failed part. It's not about carbon monoxide. It's not about flame rollout. That thing has failed, okay? Number 5, you need a new one. Like, there are circumstances where somebody comes at you 3 or 4 times. What would you do? What would you do? What would you do? You might come back and go, it might be time to look at replacement. But I have been with technicians that through the door, they kick the door open, they look at the piece of equipment, and they're like, this thing's old, you need a new one. They didn't look at the equipment, they didn't take it apart, they didn't do anything with it. They just came out like, you need a new one. Causes a lot of problems. And then number 6, I'm going to give you a bonus. My company sucks. So I flew out of state. I'm not going to tell you where I was. I flew out of state and I'm riding with this technician. And we get to the first call of the day. And the homeowner says, hey, how's your day going? He goes, my company sucks. And the homeowner looks at me and I look at him like, what? That's not the way you answer that question. That's not the proper way to explain what's going on. So needless to say, we had to have a strong conversation. I had him take me back to the shop. We sat down with the manager. I'm like, dude, like, look, you paid a lot of money. Do you want to put me in the vehicle with another guy? Or do you want me to work with this guy who thinks the company sucks? And they said, hey, jump in another vehicle. And that guy did not last very long, right? What you need to know is there are things that you say that can cost you a deal. You don't have to do those things. You got one thing to do from here, just one thing. Find the subscribe button, click on it, and every time I send out a video, you'll get an update that says HVAC Technician Sales Secrets. Another fantastic video. You should check it out, which you should. We'll see you soon.